Happy greetings, everyone. I'm Crystal Foreman, the owner and educator of Holistic Wellness and Health, where we make healthy living easy, nutritious, delicious, and fun. If you can see and hear me okay, please let me know, and we'll get started in a moment. I'm going to check the camera. I am doing the camera and everything today, so I'm just going to check to make sure everything is fine. And if anyone is here, I'm just going to say hello. And it looks like you all can see and hear fine. All right. So today we are going to make several dishes using our produce from our Moon Valley Farm produce box. So the picture that was on the like the thumbnail for this video is actually all of the produce that we received. I picked up the box a couple of hours ago. So I did not actually plan what I'm going to make because I was going to base it on what was in the box, and I was not 100% sure of everything. They do usually every week send an email letting us know what they're going to put in the box from the previous week. So they do give us an idea, but sometimes it's better just for me to see it and feel it. So we have our kohlrabi here, some white potatoes, some patty pan squash, which you've probably seen pictures of me with. I love this squash. It's a great summer squash. Some beets. These are, I believe, the golden beets. We have large white onion, which I've already cut in half of it and diced it. Several red onions here. Some beautiful rosemary that smells awesome. Some beautiful basil as well. And two cucumbers. I've already cut up one. And a couple of heirloom tomatoes. So they had four of them. I've cut up two of them. And I've also cut up one of our onions. So they usually have about 10 different items in the CSA box. For those who don't know, CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture. It's a great way to support our local farms. So we're going to get started with our salad dressing. I'm going to use some of the fresh ingredients to make the dressing. So far I have in 1 cup of extra virgin olive oil. And to that, I'm going to add in some raw red wine vinegar. So similar to the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. So this also has the mother in it, and it hasn't been filtered. So it has a little cloudiness, which we want. That's a good bacteria. That's great for our gut health and our immune system as well. Our gut is very important for our immune system. So I'm going to do a 1-to-1 ratio. So I have a cup of oil. I'm going to do a cup of the red wine vinegar. The red wine vinegar is just made from grapes. You see it's purpley. So that's our acid. And to that, I'm going to add in a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. If you don't want to add any sweetener, you don't have to. I'm just going to add a tablespoon of organic agave. This is our blue agave nectar. That's a half a tablespoon. This makes it 1 tablespoon of our agave. And to that, I'm going to add in just a little less than a teaspoon of coarse sea salt. So that's what this is. 1 teaspoon of parsley flakes. 2 cloves of diced garlic. And just a little of our red onion here. Just a little in here. And because we have fresh herbs, I'm going to use up some of our fresh basil for our dressing, and some of it will go in our salad. So I'm just going to actually, it's a nice little bunch. I've already cut off the stems. I'm just going to roll it as is, as much as I can, and just up the way, make sure you all can see. Just slice them right through. This basil smells awesome. This is basil season throughout most of the country right now. So this is, you can pretty much get fresh basil anywhere. So if you don't have fresh basil, you can use dried basil leaves. That will work as well and give a nice flavor to our dressing. So this is quite a bit. I'm going to use about 1/4 of a cup of our basil here. And we'll whisk that together. And let our flavors marinate while we continue on with everything else. So if you are watching live, say hello, let me know you're here. If you're watching this as a replay, put in hashtag replay. And if you have any questions or comments as I'm going along, just make sure you tag me, Crystal Foreman, or tag Holistic Wellness and Health to make sure I actually see your comments. So I won't be checking too much during this live, but I will definitely check at the end. So I will check in just a moment after I get this in and get out the rest of our herbs in. So I put the rest of the basil in with this is 1 cucumber. And what I did was slice it lengthwise. And then once I had that half, I sliced it again lengthwise. And then I sliced through to get our wedge shapes here. Just because it's a large one. If this was a smaller cucumber, I would just cut it in half and slice it as well. So this is our fresh rosemary. I'm just going to put a little bit in our dressing as well. And you could just take your the leaves here and go straight down the stem and remove as much of the leaves as you can. Kind of like pine needles. They're like an evergreen. So you can grow rosemary in most climates all year long, most climates in the US. I'm just going to finely dice this up, mix it up. I'm going to add this to our dressing as well. I find that rosemary has a nice, very potent flavor and scent, so you don't need a whole lot, but you can use as much as you want. It's your dressing. Like I said, I'm really just going with what I have, so there's no specific recipe, but after I'm done, I will create a recipe based on what I'm doing here and put it on the website. I do have recipes on the website, holistic-wellnessandhealth.com. So definitely make sure you check out those recipes. It's in the blog section. Right. Just put that in there. So we're going to let that marinate. So in this bowl, we have our cucumber, a couple of our heirloom tomatoes diced up, and I just put a little bit of the basil in here. So basically we're making a cucumber tomato salad, and I'm going to add some red onion to this now. I'm just going to add all of it. This is 1 diced small red onion. And I'm just going to check to see if we have any questions or comments, and I'll be right back. Okay, I see Happy New Friday. Unfortunately, my thing is holding the phone. I can't see, but I'm assuming Tavon's here and Adrian as well. Happy Friday, everyone. And I will definitely check in and make any comments to the comments as necessary. So we are going to actually add some quinoa to this bowl. So this is red quinoa. I've already cooked it. Red quinoa takes about 15 to 20 minutes to cook. White quinoa takes about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to cook. This is what it looks like when it's not cooked. It's technically a seed, but we use it as a grain. It has 9 amino acids in it, so it makes it a complete protein for what we need for our bodies to have to build muscle and the building blocks of protein. So when you look at the cooked quinoa, you'll see that the germ layer, the protein layer, has popped out. So that lets you know it's done. Red quinoa has a lot more antioxidants than white quinoa. There's red quinoa, white quinoa, and brown quinoa out there. Sometimes you'll see black quinoa. I'm just going to put this in. I put 1 cup of quinoa to 2 cups of water, and I added pink Himalayan salt and thyme. So 1 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt and half a teaspoon of my dried thyme, also called thyme. It's the correct way to pronounce it. So some thyme in here. And I am going to actually, so it's going to be two salads. Basically, we're going to have our cucumber tomato salad separate, and then some of this is going to go in here. So anyone who just wants a cucumber tomato salad can have that separate. And then we're going to build this up. Red quinoa makes great salad. It's great for just as a substitute for any rice dish. So let's get our pan started. So I have some grapeseed oil in here, and I'm going to start sauteing up our onion and cutting up our squash and kohlrabi and some beets and throwing it in our pan and sauteing it all up. And some of that can go with, like if you want to, with the quinoa on top, but we're just going to use this quinoa primarily for salad. I think I will reserve some, just in case somebody wants it as a base for the stir fry. So give me 1 moment. Just going to reserve some of the red quinoa. Our red quinoa is very high in protein. 1 cup. So a half a cup of cooked quinoa is about 12 grams of protein, which is pretty high in protein. It's also high in a lot of minerals. It has manganese, which is important for our bones. It has nice healthy bones. It's also high in magnesium, iron, and copper. So it's pretty rich food and good to eat as a dessert. So or something savory. So for sweeter dishes, we usually use the white quinoa. Red quinoa has a more nutty and crunchier texture than white quinoa. So the red quinoa holds up really well for like salad bowls and really anything where you don't want the texture to get too mushy. So like the difference between brown rice and white rice, if you overcook white rice, it'll get kind of super soft. Whereas brown rice takes a little longer to cook to get to that point. It can get to that point, but it takes a little longer. So this is just like a nice party texture. Okay, so I'm going to add in a teaspoon of our pink Himalayan salt here. So just know I love pink salt. It has 84 of the minerals we need in our bodies. So let's take half a teaspoon. It also has a nice cleaner flavor than some of the other salts out there. Earlier I just used sea salt, which I love as well. Absolute Dollar Tree. And let's go ahead and check on our spoon. So yeah, the flavors for the nice and well mixed. I'm going to add some of this to our cucumber tomato salad here. You just really want to coat it pretty well. If you want to add any more seasonings, you can do that. Super easy, very refreshing summer salad that you can take with you. It's great for a picnic. You don't have to worry so much if it gets too warm, like sitting outside with the mayo or anything like that. Not a whole lot of protein, so you don't have to worry about it. It does have protein, but not a whole lot. So you don't have to worry about it going bad or making someone get sick. So nice refreshing salad here, ready to go. Onions are already starting to brown. 425 right now. These are about some of this quinoa for anyone who wants to have this with the stir fry. And we're going to mix some of this salad with this to make it a more complete food. So this will be like a complete meal. It has the protein, it has our fiber from the quinoa as well as our produce here. So you can totally take this as a complete meal. Ready to go. I did put the quinoa in the refrigerator for about half an hour just to cool down some. This will keep in the refrigerator for about 3 days, so you could definitely do this as a make-ahead meal. Unfortunately, this particular dish does not freeze too well, but you can definitely make a nice size batch and eat on it throughout the week for lunch, dinner, and snack. I'm gonna add just a little more dressing. And that is our quinoa tomato cucumber salad. Pause that for a moment. So let's get our squash in here. So this is a patty pan squash. It's a popular summer squash. It's become very popular in the past few years. In flavor, it's very similar to the yellow squash. So do not be afraid of this. If you see this in your produce box, it's just squash. It's not hard to work with at all. You can eat it raw. This is inside here. You can pickle it, or you can saute it like I'm going to do. This is very high in vitamin A, which is very important for our immune system, as well as our vision, especially for night vision. Cut on each side. If you have any questions about the squash, definitely feel free to let me know, and I will get back to you. But really, it's very similar to the other squash out there. You do not need to be afraid to use it. Just you can eat the skin, so you can eat all of it. It's not like you have to peel it. Definitely start getting comfortable with the different produce that's available. So I'm going to go and put this in our pan now, and I'll start adding some seasonings as well. And I'm going to add kohlrabi to this. So our onions have gotten nice and translucent, starting browning just a little bit. I'm just going to use one of the patty pans and use the larger one today. Cut this in half because it's pretty big. And really, if you wanted to dice it, you could do that as well, whatever size works for you. I love stir fries, especially during the summertime. It doesn't take as long to make, and you can really do so much with it. Just taking off the bottom here and trying to use as much of this as I can. Okay. So I'm putting all of this in our pan, and I'm going to turn our stove back on. And I'm going to cook up the bigger kohlrabi. This is the smaller one. We need the big one. If you need a 2-in-1, you can add a little water to this, or broth. Also add some vinegar. You want to, vinegar will help it make it easier to digest. So slice off the bottom of our kohlrabi. And just slice them straight through as well. Kohlrabi you can also eat raw. It's in the same family as our broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower. It's a brassica, also known as a cruciferous vegetable. Some of you all may notice that I'm not wearing my traditional blue apron that I usually wear. I'm wearing an apron that someone from one of the centers that I do cooking demos, she gave this to me a couple of Christmases ago. So I decided to wear it today. I am going to add a little vinegar. This also adds help it steam a little bit and help it cook faster. Also, when you use vinegar, you usually don't have to use as much salt. It just adds, like the acid helps bring out the flavors of our produce. So salt's not as necessary. I'm going to add a little bit. And sweet pepper. Right. So there is a class coming up on July 20th. You can register for. If you go to the Facebook page for Holistic Wellness and Health, in the header section, you'll see the classes with Bond Secure. Bond Secure's community works, and it's a free cooking class. If you go in person, there'll be free produce there, as well as I'll be there in person doing the cooking demo. We are also going to broadcast on Zoom, so if you register, you'll get the Zoom link, and you can watch it virtually as well. And someone will be paying attention to the questions virtually, so like you can still ask questions, and it'll be an interactive cooking demo. Right, getting all of this in, and we're going to add some basil and rosemary to this as well. Taking my stem here and just go down the base. Got rosemary here, and then we'll take a couple of our basil stems. I'm just taking off the very bottom, and I'm just dicing all of this together. And that'll add some nice fresh herbs and flavor to our stir fry. It doesn't have to be very fine. Actually, the course is pretty nice. Actually get nice bites of the herb. I'm going to wait to add herbs a little towards the end of this cooking. It'll be done in a few though. I'm going to add some. I'm going to check the questions, and I will be right back. You all can still see what's going on there, and yes. So I see we have 6 people viewing. I'm going to come and see if I can see the comments a little better. I don't have my computer to get another one. Actually, I just ordered one. I am going to move this in. Hi, Movina. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Tavon. Awesome. Yeah, so let's actually take a little looky in here. So this is our nice salad. Might add a little more cucumbers to it for the family. We have our quinoa salad here. And our stir fry is going. So definitely, if you like these videos, make sure that you are sharing them. Make sure you're liking them and making comments. All of that's very important for the algorithms, for all of the social media stuff. And I believe you all can still see everything. Okay. So we are broadcasting on the Black Vegetarian Society of Maryland's Facebook page, Holistic Wellness and Health Facebook page, and the YouTube channel for Holistic Wellness and Health. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you are made aware whenever we're going live. I am going to do an impromptu live this weekend or by Monday for it's a project that I did with another organization, the Intercraft Free Library. We did some ice cream kits. So I'm going to make a video for the participants of that program, and I figured I would share it with everyone. So I'm only going to do that on YouTube, and I'm going to show how to make very easy vegan ice cream using 3 simple ingredients. And definitely make sure you check that out. Right now, it says I'm going to film it at 5 o'clock tomorrow. No, 5 o'clock Sunday, I think is what I have on there. So I might film it a little sooner, just depending on my schedule. I'm hoping to get it done sooner, but definitely by Friday. So definitely check that out. If you push like on it, I think you'll get notification as well. But make sure you hit that notification bell on YouTube, and that'll make sure you know whenever I'm going live. So let's check on our stir fry. Smells great. So I'm going to go ahead and add our herbs in and just a little bit of pepper as well. So we have pretty much all of the colors of the rainbow here, and making sure we're getting our antioxidants in. So we're going to get the pepper, probably in front of my face. Oh. So I'm going to add this little black pepper. You can also use red pepper flakes if you want. About a fourth of a teaspoon of black pepper. Just about done. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Last Monday was or the previous Monday was our last Monday live at 5. So we're not doing those right now, but we will continue our Friday 5 to 5. And also check out the events page on YouTube to see what other events we have going on in partnership with other organizations. I will be at White Rock Community Farm in person, as well as Plantation Park Heights Community Farm as well. So just definitely check us out on the YouTube channel, see what's available, what classes are coming up. I will also be doing some health workshops, some health and wellness workshops, so that'll be coming up for August. Just to let you all know. Maryland Vegan Week will be coming up soon, starting in August. So if you are a restaurant and no restaurant who wants to participate, make sure they let Naja from Black Vegetarian Society of Maryland know. Black Vegetarian Society of Maryland is one of the sponsors of Maryland Vegan Week. So definitely check that out. And for those who don't know, I am on the board of the Black Vegetarian Society of Maryland. All right. So I just want to cook for a few more minutes, but basically, y'all get the gist. So if you all don't have any questions or comments, I will stop this in a few minutes. If you do, definitely going to make the comments, and I'll try to check it at the end before I shut the live off. But you can see that the box, like I just made all of this, and I still have a lot of food left. So like a couple of weeks ago, if you're interested, I did do a video using pretty much every single ingredient from our CSA box. Last week, I used pretty much everything from our produce box that we received from the Plantation Park Heights every Thursday from 12 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time in the Park Heights neighborhood at 3811 Park Heights Avenue. It's West Baltimore City. So you can get a free produce box from that location. And I just kind of showed how to do, use different ingredients. And I made an awesome almond dressing, which is the recipe is on the website. So check that out. And the almond dressing would go fairly well with our quinoa dish. It goes well with everything. It's really good. So definitely check that out. I did that video last week. So we're going to have a nice protein-filled salad. If anybody wants to add anything else to this salad, they can, or just like add this to the top. Then we have some of our quinoa preserved for our stir fry. And that is it for you today. So we made our delicious cucumber tomato salad, our quinoa salad with cucumber and tomatoes in it. We also made our stir fry using the patty pan squash and our cold broccoli. All right, thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and make sure that you're taking care of yourself and your loved ones. I will see you all next Friday for our Live at 5. Peace, love, and blessings, everyone. Take care. See, come around. I'm still recording. Hi, Kiana. Hi, Lee. Thank you. Yes. Go. All right. Feed the family, and I will see y'all next week.